Hi, I'm Mary.
And I'm Katie, and this is The Housewife Did It.
Pop culture edition. Real pop culture edition.
Yeah.
We're talking the traders. We're talking
Vanderpump.
Vanderpump Rules.
Salt Lake City.
Yes, all the reunions. I am finally in the Morgan Wade era of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I gotta say, who the fuck did she think she was fooling?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, at what point did she
Yeah.
think that it was worth lying about?
Yeah. We are, to discuss our current Bravo, we are watching Atlanta, but Atlanta is so many seasons that in these early seasons, we may just do the reunions. The reunions will
Mm-hmm.
catch us up on what happened throughout the season, and then we'll move right along. So we watch the season 2 reunion, and that's where we're at. You're getting so close, Mary, to real
I
time
know.
Beverly Hills.
I really am. I've lived so many lives.
Mm,
Um, I have loved Erica Jane. I
mm-hmm.
have said, girl.
Mm-hmm.
I've had Katie to Lala pivot, and now I'm back, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I love her again. She said,
Cool.
she said, I gave up fighting with you guys for Lent.
Mm-hmm.
Namaste.
Yeah.
Um, I like skinny Erica.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Sutton,
Mm-hmm.
but I also kind of don't like Crystal.
Yeah. Don't worry about Crystal. All right, you ready?
Yes.
So, we have tidbits. Welcome back to tidbits. So,
You
we're
told me
gonna.
we didn't have tidbits.
I did not. I told you that about Taylor Swift, the Taylor Swift one.
No, on the phone today.
No, we didn't even talk about this. About tidbits.
Hmm.
Made it up. Um, so we're actually gonna
Oh,
start
I
with.
remember what you said.
Okay. We're actually gonna start with Beverly Hills. So Mauricio and Kyle Umansky may be back together.
Please.
People reported
I
seeing them
beg.
acting very together at a New Year's party, and then their daughter posted a picture of them, and it said, "My parents watching their little movie and eating their little popcorn on the floor like little kids."
I
Cute.
like truly like I don't obviously know everything. I'm not
Sure.
there yet. But I feel like it came out of nowhere
Mm-hmm.
and like the whirlwind of like what happened after they separated, I would not be surprised if they got back together because I
Yeah.
feel like maybe it's just one of those things where like they needed time apart, they needed to
Sure.
scratch some itches, try some shit
They were
out.
together since pretty young.
Right. And like Kyle, from my understanding, not like a super similar situation, but like her first marriage, she said like also ended pretty amicably, and
Mm-hmm.
like he was a great person, a great husband. It just wasn't what she wanted anymore. And so
Mm-hmm.
like I would not be surprised if they got back together and it was just like a um like had to what's the phrase I'm looking
Let your
for?
freak flag fly.
Yeah, let their freak flag fly.
Exactly right.
See if the grass was greener,
Yes.
if
Yeah,
you
I mean,
will.
also it doesn't feel shocking because Kyle never ruled it out. Like people would say, like, why have y'all not filed? Like,
Right.
it's been a year, like, and she has said, like, oh, we said we were gonna reconsider it a year, and people are like, okay, so like, what's happening? And she's like, oh, well, and so I feel like the fact that Kyle never took it off the table that they wouldn't get back together made it always feel like she still wanted to be
Right.
together. They still
Yeah.
love each other. You know, I did see a theory. I do not know much about this. I only saw it once or twice, but I did see a theory that they had had some like lawsuit situation and
Mhm.
that these sightings now of them back together have come right after that was like ended in a way that made people feel like maybe they had to separate their finances for
And
litigation
then she had
reasons.
to become a lesbian for their finances and litigation reasons?
No, but like that they had to separate and now they're back together like conveniently right after this is solved. I mean, if you wanted to go real tinfoil hattie, you could be like, maybe she needed to like really throw off the scent. But I mean, I feel like probably they actually did separate, but like, I don't
Right.
know. Yeah.
I mean, like, they fucked other people.
Yeah. Well, did they? Or was Mauricio making out with girls in front of paparazzi on purpose to make it seem like they, like he was fucking other people? No,
No, like,
probably not. He was fucking other
I.
people.
I'm like 5 episodes into the season, and I know for a fact Kyle has fucked Morgan Wade.
Yeah, no, for sure. Um, Speaking of, I hate to spoil this for you, but in the most recent season, Kyle has finally
Mm-hmm.
admitted that she could go Angelina or she could go Brad.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a little bit anticlimactic, like we've all been
Right.
waiting forever for
Yeah.
this. But thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. I
Bose was
also saw that
literally just
she.
like, oh?
I also saw that she like confirmed that her and Morgan Wade were a
I
couple,
thought she
but
did
are now
too.
broken up.
Yeah, well, I thought she had done that like at a reunion.
It maybe I know
So it's
that
like to me, if
like
she admitted that she was with this
right.
person,
That's why I assumed that that was part of it, that it happened at that time,
sure.
because like she had to make it like this big announcement on the show, and I
Yes.
already knew that they had broken up because of like basically all the women and everyone in the world being like, tell us if you fucked or not.
Yeah, yeah. I think that like I I don't I'm not necessarily on Kyle's side that like she deserves a life where people don't ask any questions. Like
Yeah.
she was out in public with this person. However, as a viewer, I was getting really annoyed with the storyline because they just keep saying like, well, Kyle won't tell us
Right.
anything. She doesn't tell us about her life. No, she won't tell you the one thing you want from her. She has told you basically that she was with this woman. She has told you there is a person that again, I guess spoiler, but like in recent seasons, she can't say her name. And
Mm-hmm.
so she'll say, like, there was a person after me and Mo separated, I fell in love, she said. And there's a person I was in love with, and I can now not be with that person because of all of this. And so, like, I just don't know what else you want from her. Like, it just feels like, as a viewer, like, we've gotten the answer in whatever roundabout way Kyle wanted to give it. And so it's just like
Yeah.
kind of annoying that, yes, she finally says, I could go Angelina or I could go Brad. And it's this huge thing. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, yeah, good for her for like
Yeah.
saying it, but like, no shit.
Right.
She literally could go Morgan Wade or Mauricio Umansky. So, like,
Yeah. Both
yes,
hot options.
yes.
I also like, I think it makes great TV for the season I'm currently watching, where they're not separated yet, and like Sutton keeps like saying like she's in denial, she is hiding something, blah blah blah. Like, I think it makes good TV for that reason, but like in 2026,
Mm-hmm.
we know she fucked that woman. Stop
Yeah.
asking her.
Yeah.
You don't need her to say it. You know
Yeah,
she did it.
and it's like I it's like frustrating because I feel like they just want her to say like I'm a bisexual.
Right.
And it's like why do you need it that bad?
Right.
Like
And she might not be.
the facts are that yeah, right? But like I think they want her to answer specifically a sexuality question instead of like this is what happened because we already know
Yeah.
that's what happened.
They're going
And it
full Rappaport.
girl.
I watched that with my husband last night. And do you and in the spirit of Sammy asking me dumb questions, today he said, "I guess I must have slept through this, but apparently Michael Rappaport said some really questionable things on the Traitors." I said, "We watched that together." And then like we were talking about it because I said, "Watch how he eats," and I
Mm-hmm.
rewound so Sammy could see it. And like we were like giggling together about the show, and he had no recollection of Michael Rappaport's roundtable comments, that he was
Mm-hmm.
gone.
Mm-hmm. Okay, back to tidbits. Ariana and Tom Sandoval may have finally solved their house dispute. The dismissal of the case is contingent on them completing the specified terms within 30 days. We don't know what those terms are. We don't know the details of the settlement. Um, but if somebody doesn't follow the rules, they will be in court. We have gotten confirmation that Nene Leakes is returning to Bravo. Not in her full capacity, just in an appearance she will make on the Ultimate Girls Road Trip. Is that Ultimate Girls Road Trip? Ultimate. Yeah, whatever. The Ultimate Road Trip show. They have now announced the official cast of this, which is Giselle Bryant, Teresa Giudice, Kyle, Vicky Gunvalson, Portia, Luann, and Lisa Barlow.
Um, um, I wonder. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. So when all this stuff happened with Brandy Glanville and Denise was like, she said that she slept with like women in this group, and they were like, say who it was, say who it was, and Kyle was like, if she said me, say it was me, tell me. And so now I'm like, is there credence to that?
Mm.
Is like, I don't know, like I wonder, like, not necessarily that like she had like an affair like Denise clearly did, but like, has she like made out with Brandy at some point? And like, is this something that
I
like,
think about
if
like her
she
and Teddy
says like,
Mellencamp.
right, like if she says like I could do Angelina or Brad, like
Sure.
kind of makes it sound like she's kind of had like she's always been open to that. Like I wonder if she's had like experiences with women like Brandy, and like that's been a thing, but that it's never been like an issue of like her falling in love like
Mm-hmm.
with Morgan Wade, like if she's just like somebody who like makes out with her friends,
Sure.
does the splits on their
Yeah.
feet.
Yeah. The Ultimate Road Trip will span the country. They will start in California and make their way over to the East Coast, where they will stop and have appearances from dozens of other housewives. Which makes me think this Nene Leakes return can't be like very long, right?
Right.
Like they've got 20 plus housewives to see. Sorry, Nene. Moving right along.
True.
Are you currently watching Potomac?
Yes.
Who is your least favorite?
I don't know. I don't love Tia. I don't have a reason not to,
Interesting.
but just don't really like her, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know, I guess Angel.
Mm. They have released.
Because I agree she was a cat. That picture was
No, for
catfishy.
sure. She
I
said
think it's
there's. She
actually
said
I
there's not even a filter on that.
I think it's actually crazy that she is mad about that
Yeah.
comment.
Well, like I would have like everyone would have been like cool if she was just like, yeah, a little Facetune, right? But like to be like there's not even a filter on
The
that.
fact that she like goes to all of her friends and she's like, "But listen to what this bitch said about me." And they're
And
like,
they're
"Oh
having to
my
be like
god." Like that's crazy.
and they're like
Like,
looking at her contact photo on their phone and they're like, but
ma'am. Yeah, I
um
forgot about that
so they've
for a second.
released the Potomac reunion setup and Stacy is in the first chair. and I am pissed.
I forgot Stacy existed.
I know. Okay, this is my thing.
When
Someone
you asked
posted
me that question, I forgot but I love watching Stacy.
No, see, this is where we're about to fight.
So
I
beautifully
saw these
stupid.
things that were like, one of these is like delusional and like entertaining and whatever, and one of these is like delusional and boring and useless, and it was like Stacy and Angel, and I was like,
No, I
no,
agree.
dude, no. I am so sick of watching Stacy. Get her off the screen. I'm so over this. Honestly, I'd rather watch Angel.
Stacy is like what I imagine it would be like to watch George W. Bush on a reality show. She's so hilariously stupid.
Just
I love
once
it.
I found out that she had faked a storyline to get on the show and had tried to pay this guy to be on the show, which I 100% believe, and that the fake storyline she came up with was we're gonna be celibate, I was livid. Kick her off.
I like kind of don't believe that, I think.
Oh my god, I so do.
Cuz here's my thing.
I think she tried to be too fucking calm and be like, "Well, I'll handle that with TJ." Like that is not a person who is like, "He said what the fuck about me?"
I love Giselle Bryant.
Yes,
I
pop.
do. But she and Ashley would believe anything from
Sure.
anyone's mouth about
That's
anybody.
scathing. Yes. Of course.
So I'm like, I don't know, like just cuz you're saying it doesn't mean it's true.
Well,
And
but
like I don't know this man. I don't trust this man. Like me
no,
trust a man?
I don't
Trust the word of a man?
I don't trust the man either. And like, yes, I guess for me, it's like, why would he say that on a phone call with his friend if it's not true? But I mean, like, he knew it was the reunion and it was being filmed. So, like, I don't know. But it's truly like in her reaction. And so it's like, this girl sat there in front of them and said, TJ didn't say that. I trust TJ. He didn't say that. I'm not starting a cannabis line. I don't know.
That is true.
I don't know Chris Samuels. And I'm just like, I'm losing my fucking mind.
It's just like everything she says
but they've
is
got me
like
screaming about her, so I guess
simultaneously like shocking and like not surprising at all. Like her saying like, "No, I'm not starting a cannabis line," and then being like, "Okay, I am starting a cannabis line," and then she's like, "And it's called Shio because I took like the."
Yeah. I know. I'm like, wait a second.
I don't know. I can't say it. But like when she was like, I did like DNA and like found out that I'm part Nigerian, and Wendy was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? You're not even saying that word right."
Yeah.
What
but
the
like,
fuck? And she's
how
like,
dare
I
Wendy
just
be
have
one of her
such.
friends?
She's like, I just have such an affinity for Nigerian culture, and like she's saying it like this the whole time, and it's just it's crazy. It's actually crazy. Like the way her mind works, there's nothing. It's literally that atoms are ping pong balling.
Yeah.
Her brain is the pinball wizard. Ding
Yeah.
ding 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 ding.
I guess I understand the entertainment factor, but I think for me it's like she is in a constant state of gaslighting, like telling Tia like, "No, we never said Timo was going to be going out of town. We did not say it." Yes, you did. And it's like, I think it's so frustrating for me because when she gaslights them, they actually get riled up. And I want to be like, guys, treat her like Brittany. I want y'all to just laugh in her face. I want Andy to make fun of her. I want her to feel so ridiculous that she becomes a friend of, and then eventually, hopefully, Brittany fades away.
But I also think that you and I are entertained by different things in the reality TV world. Like I think that you're really entertained by like women stirring shit up.
Yeah.
And like for good reason, and I am entertained by stupidity.
Yeah, no, I want it out. Like I'm like why didn't, and I guess it's cuz we don't have proof, but I'm like why didn't we treat her like what's her name from Salt Lake City?
Brittany?
No.
Oh.
The one that got exiled.
Oh, Jennifer?
No.
Ginny.
No. The one that had the fake.
Monica.
Yes. But like when we found out that this girl was faking a storyline, I wish we had all said like boycott. But I guess to other people that was not as cut and dry as it was to me.
Yeah.
I thought for sure. For sure. And it's like too convenient to me that all of a sudden she's on the show and now she's just back with her husband.
Yeah.
And that she never had a divorce. Like, remember when Ashley was like, "Where's your divorce at?" And she's like, "We handled it amongst ourselves." Babe, that's not how that works.
But wouldn't you believe if she thought that's what happened? Like if he like tried to explain it to her and she was like, "Oh yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah." And then
divorced.
she like genuinely thinks
Yeah.
that they just spoke a divorce.
Or that's how they got married. Maybe they didn't get a license because she was like,
True.
"We're just married now." Oh my god. Okay, maybe I'll be happier now with the George W. Bush comparison. Maybe I'll be able to watch it through a new lens. Um, okay. Alex Earl and her fiance broke up during or shortly
I
after
didn't
her
know they were
time.
engaged.
I knew she was engaged, yeah, because she was doing like bachelorette parties and shit. Like she was, yeah. So they broke up during or shortly after her time on Dancing with the Stars. I don't think that's like why, but she did like
No,
cite
I
that it
think
was
that's
very
why.
hard. Like she said that it was like the time away was like very
Yeah.
hard.
I've been holding this in. I saw someone predict their breakup
Mm,
after the finale of Dancing with the Stars. And as soon as I
probably
saw
because
it,
it
I
was
was
already in
like,
the works.
no, that's exactly what's gonna happen. This
Yeah.
person was saying like that they thought they were gonna break up because now as an adult, Alex has discovered like her theater kid life,
Mm-hmm.
and like she is going to want to like go on tour with Dancing with the Stars. Like she loved this so much
Yeah.
that like she's not gonna want to be with this little football dude anymore. And like it was better put together than that, but like basically that it was like
Sure.
kind of like a discovering herself thing, and like that up until this point like she, while like being an influencer famous like on TikTok and whatever, like didn't really have like a thing
Mm-hmm.
that she was into, and so like his thing was kind of their thing.
Uh-huh.
And now like she's gonna want to do all these artsy things.
Mm-hmm. So after breaking up with her
Right.
loser small time football guy,
I know.
so that she can do artsy things, she has started dating Tom Brady.
But
Big time football guy. But
right.
no, I was gonna say she's living her he has a big life so
Right.
he can handle a big life thing, right? Like Tom Brady can
Right.
handle people
He's
being out of
yeah.
town. He can, like
Right.
totally
He's been
fair.
number 1 but he's never had 2,
Yeah. And she's
and
gonna
now
try to do her
he
thing.
will.
Sure.
Of course.
And she's got this big, gorgeous pit baby that I love so much. Oh.
I was surprised by how much I liked her
Yeah.
on Dancing with the
I didn't know
Stars.
I don't know anything about her. I mean, like, I
Yeah.
know, like, some of the lore,
I think I
but.
paid more attention to her when she was in college because I think that her stuff came up on my feed more at that point in
I never
time.
did. I just always heard her name along with Alex Cooper's and was like, that's not
Yes,
the same
true.
person.
Right,
I'm
that was hard for me
confused.
to figure out.
Yeah. All right, last one. Jeanette McCurdy's I wrote Jeanette McCarthy. Jeanette McCurdy's book, Half His Age, is out, and we had expressed great interest in reading this book. People, though, are disturbed. Now, I feel like everyone knew it was going to be disturbing and
Right.
graphic and toxic, which makes me feel like it is worse
Right.
than we could have expected.
Like it's all those things but like in a positive light maybe?
Mm-mm.
Like you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
you mean like glorifying?
right, yes.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if people are just like uncomfortable with the content. I'm scared now.
Yeah.
A lot of people are posting, they're like, I listened to this so that you don't have to. Don't. it's only 4 hours of audio, so they're like, I just worked my way through it. You should, if you haven't seen it yet. She read an excerpt
I
on her
have seen
Instagram,
it.
and that part is really graphic, right? But I'm like, okay, she just read like a graphic excerpt.
Yeah. But
But
also,
my thought is like, is that the entire book? Like, I wonder if people are more
I
just like, it's just sex and really gross sex. And so, you got to have some redemption in a story like that, I
yeah.
feel.
I feel like maybe I didn't watch it in its entirety, but I remember when I saw her reading it, I thought like this sounds a lot like at least one of the relationships she described in her memoir.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, "Oh, like," and I think we kind of thought like
Yeah. It's
it's
going to
going to be
model
good
some
because it's
sort of
going to
traumatic
be by someone
relationship
who
she's
has
had.
experienced it.
Yeah.
And so but I don't remember it being graphic, so I must not have
Or maybe she's
heard the
posted
whole thing.
multiple excerpts.
It was
Because,
like it was what I saw was like her either reading it or talking about it on a podcast with
oh,
another
no.
person.
No, this was literally her just
Okay.
on her Instagram reading it
Then I
to the,
haven't
the
seen that
internet.
part.
And it's just like she crawls under his desk and licks up and down. Like, it's just like completely just like a dick licking scene. And then, or like thinks about it. And then it ends with like, and then she ate spaghetti and meatballs. Which I feel like is such a like iCarly like nod to, I don't know. I just, that one excerpt made me kind of like, yeah, I don't know that I do want to read this. But
Fair.
anyway, just thought I should let y'all know an update on that. We haven't read it yet, but I'm scared.
That doesn't sound like something I would want to listen to.
No. No, I was thinking that. At the very least, I would probably need to see it on paper. Imagine I'm just like walking around at work, like just blushing
Yeah.
with this story. I'm like, who can hear this?
Yeah. They're doing this thing at my work where they want us to write down and display in the hallway the name of or the title of whatever book we're reading for fun. And I said they like told me that and I said uh, and she said, "Well, like make sure if they Google it that it's appropriate." I said, "Okay, so it's not." Because I'm
Yeah.
still chugging my way through my year of rest and relaxation. And she was like, "I'm just gonna lie." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Just
okay."
pick a book that you have read that's like appropriate, I guess.
I know. So I just put what book like we're reading as a class. Like I pick a chapter book and I read it out loud sometimes. So I put that.
Okay.
But yeah, I was
Uh
like, this is not the best idea.
yeah. All right. Salt Lake City has been doing its thing. Uh as I mentioned, we have had a season full of just hating Brittany. Which makes
For
me
good
one,
reason.
yeah, totally. But makes me wonder, why does she need to be here? She's already not an actual cast member. She's been demoted to a friend. She barely makes it onto the reunion. She doesn't have a single friend in the group. So, friend
Right.
of who?
This can't be good for her mental health.
No, please help her. Um,
And
what
when
I'm
they are nice to her, it's because they feel bad for her.
Yeah, I'm cracking up at the fact that she has to know that Andy said on a podcast that she was the thirstiest of all the housewives. Then she sits down at the reunion and says, I'm so happy to be here. And he says, I know you are. And I'm like, oh my God. But I'm
And she
just
brought
like,
out
put
that
this
stuffed
girl out of
animal,
her
and he was
misery.
like,
I know.
"Put that shit
Please.
away."
Lisa Barlow maintains that her life looks different than everyone else's. In fact, she says that everyone on the show benefits from her wins. She proves how different her life looks by showing a 10-year-old photo of her and Ben Affleck.
Perfect.
Yeah. They said, you said, like, Whitney was, like, talking about her time this season that she said she was Ben Affleck, with Ben Affleck, and she said, how do we know that? You didn't post anything. You didn't show us anything. She pulls out a photo from 2017, and Andy said, yeah, this doesn't prove anything. Thank you.
Love that.
They did talk in the reunion about how absolutely drunk Whitney was at BravoCon. And now more and more people are sharing videos of that. Um, and yeah, she couldn't walk. She couldn't stand. Heather was holding on to her the entire time, and she was eventually escorted off the stage. And Andy said that to her in their reunion. He said, Whitney, like, we were concerned you literally couldn't walk. Because she said they were mad at me. I don't know. She doesn't really seem embarrassed by this, which is just like not usually how these things play out. Like after you've been like publicly drunk at a Bravo event, especially on a reunion, like you are typically like really apologetic for that. Part of me like finds it a little bit endearing that like Whitney is just like, when I'm drunk, I'm not mean. I'm not whatever. I was nice and friendly and fun. I was a little too drunk, but like it was a fun time. Part of me is like, okay, like yeah, like I don't know, not everything. It feels like everything on Bravo has to be a drinking problem.
I was gonna say, and like I also wonder because like I don't feel like Whitney has like really ever had any issues with behavior or drinking in the past. Like
She
I'm
gets
like
like
thinking
party, like
about
woo
like
woo.
like I'm thinking about like how like Craig and Shep have
Sure.
responded to these same at BravoCon issues in the past, and like thinking like sure, but also it's after like multiple incidences where like they have been an issue on their show while drunk. Not even necessarily saying like they have a drinking problem, but like
Sure.
this is one in a long line of things that have happened because you were drinking.
Right.
And like Whitney hasn't really ever had an issue like that I could
Yeah.
think of.
Yeah, I mean like we see Whitney have fun, and so I think this is like no different than that. Now, sure, if they were going onto a stage for like a Watch What Happens live thing, like you are at work essentially, and so like you have to, it's a job that allows you to drink certainly, but like you gotta figure out that balance. But like yeah, I mean I don't know, part of me is like that's really endearing that like it doesn't have to be this huge issue, but another part of me is like, is that concerning that she is like not at all remorseful? But like I don't know, and then this also comes in the wake of Monica Garcia posting all these videos about how somebody had to have their stomach pumped, which they now have pretty much parsed out as Heather. Or that somebody got, and so if any of these accusations about secret alcohol problems are about Whitney, then like certainly that like paints this a little bit of a different color.
Yeah.
I think, but it's also like it's just so obvious what Meredith Marks is trying to do and always tries to do.
I'm so sick of that woman.
As
When she
soon,
said she didn't think she'd last 5 years, I thought, why the fuck didn't you stop then?
yeah, but as soon as someone says anything about her substance use, which they have 100 fucking times, she has to make it about that for everyone else. And so now she's got to talk about how Whitney was super drunk. And
but like maybe
it just
consider that there's a reason people keep bringing up to you that you have a problem.
Yeah.
Like you keep spitting it back at everybody else, but the one constant is you.
Yeah. There have been early seasons, I think, where I like really liked Meredith.
I know.
And yeah, I'm at a point where I just think like kind of similar to Brittany, just let her go. Like I think it would be better for her. I think it would be better for everyone else. I'm just kind of over it. I think that finale episode when everyone else got crying and vulnerable and she just wasn't having it. It's like, okay, this isn't the point of this anymore.
Right.
Like so now I'll skip to that. There have been rumors over the past few weeks that Meredith will not be returning.
As it should be.
Yes. We don't have any confirmation about this, but there were some rumors about like what like contract stuff. The thing that Mom had sent like said that they had asked her to be demoted to a friend.
Oh yes, I remember that.
And no fucking shit, she's not gonna do that.
She doesn't have a friend there.
Well, she does. She could just be a friend of Lisa. But there's no fucking way Meredith Marks is gonna be not a principal cast. Like, you are out of your mind. Which, honestly, if they did offer her that, they probably were like, yeah, she'll probably walk. That's fine.
She's not quitting, so we've got to do something.
Yeah. Also at BravoCon, a fan sent Bronwyn a clip of Lisa talking about how small Todd's dick is, especially compared to his big belly. So Bronwyn's like, "You're body shaming my husband. You're not supposed to be talking about my husband." And then,
Body shame him. I don't fucking care.
yeah,
Fuck Todd.
yeah. Honestly, fuck Lisa Barlow too. But like,
Yeah. He talks to women like they're
yeah,
stupid. Body shame the shit out of him.
yeah. I'm like, gout dick sucker. Like, I bet he has said so much worse to you, girl. Get out of
Yeah.
here. And today, I watched. So over this winter break, I watched Surviving Mormonism. It was great, lovely. Heather did great. Today, I watched the TLC documentary about Mary Cosby's church, and yeah, it's horrifying. Um, it was really good though, and we got a lot of background about like what the church was like when her grandmother was running
Yeah.
it, and like how majorly it broke up the church when Robert Sr. announced that he wanted to marry Mary. What was so interesting, what everyone should go watch just for this part is, I mean, you should watch the whole thing, but there is literally video footage in the congregation of Robert Sr. telling them that, like, basically they need to make peace with the fact that he's going to marry Mary. And then Mary's mother stands up at the pulpit and starts yelling about it and saying that this is ridiculous and whatever. And then they call the police, not Mary and Robert, but someone else. And then Rosalind, her mom, leaves with half of the church. And literally that split the church in half. They went and started a new church, and then Mary and Robert got the cult people.
Okay.
It's crazy. And you get to watch it. Like, it's so nuts.
Yeah. So I obviously haven't watched this yet. And so like feel free to tell me like that you have the answer to this question. But I like wonder sometimes, not that that makes it okay, but I wonder sometimes like what kind of pressure Mary must feel to run that church like in honor of her grandmother, and like how much of
None.
it, okay, like I was gonna say like how much of what's wrong with the church was built during the time that her grandmother was there, and that's what Mary inherited, and like that's just what she continues with, and like how much of it is like she's like continuing to perpetuate
Yeah.
this issue.
The congregants made it very clear that the church did not operate in any way like this when Mama was in charge. In fact, let me just give you some highlights. Mary Cosby had been disfellowshipped, which is like being what's the Mormon word? Whatever, kicked out. Um she was allowed to still come to church service, but she could not participate. In the middle of her being disfellowshipped from her grandmother's church, her grandmother dies. How likely is it that her grandmother left her church to her disfellowshipped granddaughter? Not likely.
And her husband.
Yes, Mary was married, which we had heard on the Housewives. She was married at the time. They start this campaign at the church to get everyone to hate her husband, and then they get divorced, and within 19 days, she marries Robert Sr.
Okay, so like it's not like her grandmother set up for them to, they were like fucking.
Um, yeah, well, yeah, there was definitely some overlap. Now, her parents, her mom and stepdad believed that Robert Sr., like, took advantage of her.
Yeah, like groomed her. How old
Yeah,
was she at
she
this
was
time?
like 22,
Okay.
20s. But Mary had like she got this fellowship. She was already married, obviously. But she had like been a rebellious teen. She would leave the house. She'd be out drinking. She'd be hooking up with guys. Like Mary was like bad girl 101 through her teenage years. And they said that she was always, 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 always chasing money. And so she would go date these guys and fuck these guys so that they would pay for things for her. And her husband, who actually did love her, allegedly, was not rich. And so when Robert Sr. became a widower, and then he gave Mary a BMW for her birthday, all of a sudden she wants to divorce her husband, and they get married. So
That's crazy.
I do not think Mary was feeling
No,
pressure to live up to
that's
her
like
grandmother's.
crazier
I
than I
know.
ever could have imagined it
I
was.
know. It's nuts.
Wow.
And they talked a lot in the last episode about like season 5 and 6 after Mary came back, and they're like, she's beloved. Like everyone has chosen to forget what we heard from Cameron, from Whitney, like from all these
Hmm.
people. Like everyone has just chosen to forget that because they love Mary.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, we've been got by Mary
It was
Cosby. It's
I'm the people.
me.
No, literally. That's how I feel watching The Traitors. Like I have to like consciously remind myself like we don't like Colton Underwood.
I
Stop
know.
it. Stop it.
Yeah. We can feel for him, and yet. Okay. Anything else from you for Salt Lake City? Other than you're gonna go watch that documentary as soon as you possibly can.
Yeah. I feel like I did want to say something else about Mary Cosby, but now
It kind of makes
I
me feel
can't
like
remember.
she used her son for a storyline. Just
Yeah.
having watched that, and they were like, she got called out in her church, then she left for a couple seasons, and then she came back, and she didn't mention her church, and she didn't mention her husband like near as
Yeah.
much. Makes me think like I like hope to God that's not true.
Oh, I was gonna ask, like, because the accusation on Salt Lake City is that they are predators.
Mm-hmm.
Is that also part of it?
Certainly financial, and they
Okay.
do talk about Cameron a
Who
good
is
bit.
Cameron?
The one who told that story on Salt Lake City.
Okay.
Who
Yes.
said
Okay.
he said that they had an affair,
Okay.
and then he died a little
Okay.
later. So like he's not like in the documentary, but a
Yeah.
lot of people like talked about it, and basically everyone around believes that they had an affair. Um, I would argue that it's kind of up to interpretation whether it was predatory because like
Right.
they were both of age,
Right.
but they all believe that Mary is God, and
Right.
so like believing that you're having an affair with God is like pretty powerful. I
Yeah.
fear. Um,
Could be considered like a disimbalance of power. I don't know.
yeah, totally. So yes, but that's the only really like sexual allegation. There's not
Like,
like
could you imagine like telling someone that you're sleeping with God?
yeah.
Like,
I'm sleeping with God
how dirty?
in the form of this
Yeah.
like beautiful slender woman.
But like, how
He's
dirty?
like calling his friend, and he literally is like, I put my hand in her vagina. I put my hand in God's vagina. Like, wow.
Like
What a story.
I like clearly these people aren't Catholic because like the
No.
Catholic guilt that would just a tenfold
Yeah.
if you were doing those things with God.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. On to Vanderpump Rules. We have not talked since Vanderpump Rules season 12 started.
Yeah.
So, how are you feeling about the reboot?
I hate these men. I hate
I
them
know.
more than the original men
I
somehow. I
know.
told Sammy
But
cuz
why did they need to recreate the Toms like by giving
I
us
know.
the cousins?
I know. Shane was like talking about like his childhood on the most recent episode and it showed like a picture of him as a baby from 1994 and I said to Sammy I was like, I just realized like he's like only a few
Mm-hmm.
years older than me
Yeah.
and Sammy and like I was like I just realized like how close in age Jax Taylor is to like my parents
Mm-hmm.
and like that he was this same person
Yeah.
like just 10 years ago.
Yeah, and Shane is like one of the oldest in the
Yeah,
cast right now. Like
right.
he's like the old guy.
Yeah,
He
he's like
is
one of the only ones in his 30s,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Him and Demi's in her 30s.
Yeah. Which yeah. Um Okay. In lieu of like a recap of 6 fucking episodes, I would just like us to do some fun things. Mary's got some some doppelgangers lined up, but I don't want us to do direct comparisons from the new cast to the old cast.
Oh.
So I'm gonna provide you, no, for my part.
Yeah, oh, I was
I
just saying I
yeah,
yeah.
I would
I
like to
don't think of
provide
them that
you
way.
some superlatives, some traits for us to put the newbies into.
Eyebrows.
So, nope, that's not one of them. You have to put them in the ones I've listed here. So, who here is going to be our number one guy? Who here is going to be our number one guy?
Like like actually, or like who's gonna be like the I'm the number one guy in the group.
Probably that.
Chris. Is
Yeah,
that his name?
yeah. The one
Okay,
that was
Chris.
on Perfect Match. That's a serial.
Oh, I didn't know that. But
Mhm.
he's the one, like, he was like, I look like this person, this person, this person, this
Yes.
person. Yeah,
He was on Dated and Related, I'm guessing now with Jason. It's
gross.
like, yeah, I don't know the premise of Dated and Related, but you end up on Perfect Match because you were on something else. And he was on Perfect Match, and I'm fairly certain he ended up with a dark chocolate bald black woman. Um which now watching him more in depth just is kind of pissing me off. Um okay, who is gonna be our resident clout chaser?
Mm. Angelina?
Angelica? Is it Angelina?
Angelica?
It's something, yeah.
I feel like it's
Whoever.
Angelina.
I don't know. Angel. That's all I got.
Angelique? I don't
I
know.
know. I was like, I hate for her to just like be the Sheena, but I fear. I fear that she
Right.
is. I'm so sorry. Angelica.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
Um,
Angelica.
Most likely to date a married man, otherwise known as that whore in there. It's gotta be
Natalie.
Natalie,
Yeah,
right?
Natalie.
Um, Most likely to break the internet with a scandal.
Mm. Marcus.
I was gonna say I don't care enough about Marcus yet, but I feel like if you get him to a 10 season type of point, it would be Marcus. Yeah.
He would not survive that pressure.
No, no. Who the metrosexual of the group?
Mm. Also Marcus?
I was thinking. I was like Jason.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Who is our empath?
Venus.
Mariposa. Yeah. But actual
Yeah.
empath. And who is going to get an alcohol-based nickname?
Mm. Kim.
Fear. I was gonna say I fear it's Natalie. That
Boo
crash
Bear?
out. That crash out just when no one wanted to talk to
Yeah.
her at the fun night out. I was like, ma'am.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm gonna be calling Kim Boo Bear for
Yeah.
the rest of my days.
Yeah. All right, that's all I got. Give us your
Okay.
doppelgangers.
Okay. I haven't like finished them,
Mm.
so bear with me.
Mhm.
Marcus looks like so many different people. First of all, like young Steve Buscemi. Secondly, he looks like the ferrets from the Ice Age.
Yeah.
And I compare many people to the ferrets from the Ice Age. So then I also have to say, like, there are several actors who I think look like the ferrets from the Ice Age
And
that then
thus,
also must look like Marcus.
yeah.
I think that
Mhm. I think
Audrey,
Audrey.
I think she looks like Renee Rapp.
Yeah.
I
Like
also think she
a
looks like someone we know, but I can't say
mhm.
their name. I think that Kim looks like Melissa Gorga if she were
Mm.
poor.
Mm.
I also think she kind of looks like Gigi from Jerseylicious. Like, she just,
Yeah.
her interviews, I'm like, she's on the wrong fucking show.
Yeah.
She's in the wrong fucking state.
Yeah.
Um, Demi, I think, looks like Ally Joe from The Bachelor, but I also, feel free to cut this out, I also think she looks like the stepsister from Shrek. That's a
Okay.
man.
Okay.
And I think Chris looks like James Vanderbeek, which is crazy because in all the many actors he listed that he looks like, James Vanderbeek wasn't one of them, and I thought that was crazy. Um, I need to think. I think Jason looks
Little.
like a child.
Yeah.
Just any old child
Yeah.
about town.
Just, I can't see anything but the
Yeah.
eyebrows.
And Angelica,
Angelica.
fuck, Angelica looks like Isabella from Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah.
I just came up with that one on this
I
spot
feel like she looks like a lot of people to me.
at our cartoons.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I'm like, I know she doesn't actually look like her, but you remember that like Sheena lookalike that was on Vanderpump like so many years back? That was like
Not
she
not
worked
Charlotte.
for no, she
Oh,
worked for Lisa at another place, and then she like one of the guys like slept with her.
I don't know.
She wasn't like a cast.
Okay, then I probably don't
But
remember.
anyway, she like the vibes are like similar to that,
Yeah,
where it's just like a
she
like
has
a
like yeah, she has like the vibes of like her skin looks like an American Girl doll to
mhm.
me.
Yeah.
Or like a cartoon,
Mhm.
I guess. I'm trying to remember who even is on this fucking show. I feel like they have too many cast members.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Truly. Um, but I couldn't tell you who
Yeah.
it is right now.
All right. Now we are already an hour in, and we are just now getting to traders. So Mary, please chill a little. I know
What do you
how bad.
mean?
I'm just thinking how badly Mary wants to talk about traders. We're gonna
Oh,
be here
yeah.
for the rest of our night.
No, I just want to read you my thoughts.
Yes. Do you want to do that first, or do you want to
I
do
think
that
you
at the
want me to do
end?
that first.
Not necessarily, because I'm gonna start with the first batch of episodes of Traders.
Mm. Then I'll wait till the end.
Okay. Okay, this season of The Traders is back. It's incredible. It's my favorite show in the world. I'm so obsessed. I'm locked in. I don't even need to watch Big Brother ever again in my life. Like, this is scratching that itch. I'm so pleased. This year, we start off with 4 traders, 3 regular style traders, and 1 secret trader. This is such a fun addition because now, while all the faithfuls are trying to suss out the traders and the secret trader are trying to suss out people too because they don't know about each other.
And we're trying to also
And
suss
we
it out.
don't know about the secret trader. That's so fun. And then, of course, the faithfuls don't know that there's like a separation between the two. This is so crazy.
It
It's
was like
so
claim to
fun.
fame,
Yes.
like
I
trying
sort
to
of
figure
didn't
it out
watch
for
that, but yeah,
ourselves.
yeah. So the secret trader is responsible for like making a short list of people that can be murdered. And then the 3 traders have to choose who to murder. Our 3 main traders are Candace Dillard, Rob Roush, Rob from Love Island, that's his name, and Lisa Rinna.
Perfect choices.
I don't know that we've ever had like 2 housewives, but
They said that in the thing. The
what?
first night when they took their hoods off, they said
Oh,
they've never been 2 housewives.
yeah. Um, it's good choices. I think my husband is cooking bacon. Um,
Here's my thing. I feel like I would be really good at the traders, which is interesting because like a couple weeks ago I told you I would be really bad at it.
yeah.
But Here's the thing. I think I would be bad at playing it, but I think I'd be good at figuring out who the traitors are because like I kind of thought that's who he would pick going into it. And I
Mm-hmm.
felt the same way last season. Like I was like, he's obviously gonna make Bob the Drag Queen a traitor. Like, are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding me? Like, obviously Candace Dillard's gonna be a fucking traitor.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch that season of Love Island in real time, and I know Rob's gonna be a traitor because like that's the vibe.
Well, so I felt like, so spoiler, no one's onto them.
Yeah, well,
In like both really mostly no one's onto them. Um and so what's weird to me, but I get it. Like part of me wants them to like do what you're doing, which is instead of thinking about who's acting weird,
right.
I want them to think like who would they pick? But I also understand that that's like not like evidence based and it's not like
Right.
a surefire way. But
Who
it's
fucking
like,
cares?
yeah, if you thought about it hard
I'm
enough,
right.
they're gonna pick a housewife, at least one, right? Like, come on now.
And they're
It's
gonna and Candace is so like
it's gotta be
eloquent in how
Candace.
she fucking annihilates people with her words.
Yeah, it's gotta be
Genius.
Candace. And then they're gonna pick some like quiet person, whatever. Like I don't know that I would like peg that it's Rob, but like Rob is like the Peter, right?
Yeah.
Like, um, but yeah, I do wish because I was sitting there thinking like if they thought to themselves, just who would they have picked? You'd come to Candace and you'd sit there and you'd be like, Alan wouldn't make Tiffany a traitor,
Right.
right? Like that would be crazy. Um, So, in addition to the show's chosen villains of the traitors, we also have reformed Stalker Colton Underwood, and now running for New York City Mayor Michael Rappaport. The traitors are picking off the gamers to start. Ian gets murdered. Rob C., who I do not know from Survivor, gets murdered in plain sight. This was crazy to watch because poor Rob C. was like, they're gonna murder someone in plain sight tonight.
And then
Um,
he said, "And Candace, didn't you start that weird ass conga
yeah,
line?
weird.
Was that not you?"
Yes, I thought that Candace starting the conga line was genius. I do think that for anyone else, this would have been suspicious, but I think that it does like fit her. And lucky her, apparently they had all already been talking about it. So it wasn't just like random. Like she
Mm.
says, we should do that conga line. Like they had already like talked about this. Probably still her brought it up, but like
Yeah.
she's just revisiting.
She planted the seed early on,
Yeah, long
just in
game.
case.
Rob and Lisa have to complete the murder on their own in plain sight, and Candace has no clue who they murdered until the next morning. But Candace is so relieved to find out that they killed Rob C. because Rob C. had come to her in her face and speculated that they were doing a murder in plain sight. This is crazy that they managed to like get it that right. And yeah, like
Oh
you're
Lord,
saying,
not Ekansu.
and like and like you were saying, he was gonna come for Candace. He was on to Candace. But poor Rob C. He thought he had figured it out based on those previous seasons. He's like, don't drink anything someone gives you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let them touch you. He gets the letter and he goes, no, what did I do? He's like, I didn't let them touch me. Doesn't matter, Rob. Too bad. So now, suddenly, everyone is suspicious of Donna Kelsey because she's quiet and she doesn't seem to know what's going on. And they seem to truly
She
decide,
probably had to be out by the third episode. Have you seen that?
uh-uh.
Okay,
What?
so I'm just surprised you haven't seen this. Let me tell you the tea. People noticed that Donna Kelsey was not in some of the challenges. Like, specifically, she was not in the chariot challenge at all.
Mm.
Like, she was there when they explained it. She was, like, on a side, but then she is not seen in any of the footage of them carrying the chariot, looking for shields or whatever. And so then people started to like speculate that there were some like physical limitations to her
Mm-hmm.
competing on the traders. And then people began to speculate that she possibly had a 3-episode contract in which she was like guaranteed to be a traitor because
Mm-hmm.
that's what she wanted, and she would help like bring more viewers into the
Mm-hmm.
show because of who she is, but that she would not have to compete in physically taxing challenges and then would be gone by episode 3. And like people point to the fact that like she genuinely did not seem sad to go. She
Mm-mm.
was thrilled to announce she was a traitor. Like she just was like having fun the whole time and like enjoying herself. And so people think that there was like a deal made where she had to go home on episode 3. Either they had to kill her or they had to banish her, um, in exchange for like the that her name would bring more viewers in and that people would like
Interesting.
watching her.
Interesting. Because, yeah, I was going to say, like, she was also the only, like, unanimous vote that we've
Yeah.
had. Um, so, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the challenge
Did
thing is,
Candace vote for her?
I think, yeah.
You see that throws me immediately because Candace is gonna vote for Ron when he's gone from that house.
I think, well, but Candace was the first one that said, I want Donna Kelsey out. She
Hmm.
said, America's mom has to die. Um, but
Because she had to. Because she did have to die. Because it
yeah,
was
I mean,
episode 3.
the challenge thing is interesting, and it's like interesting that they did, like, you think, like, did they create this secret traitor, like, just for
Yes.
her?
So
You know?
that's part of it is that, like, that basically
But then it doesn't
they're
actually
like,
affect the game when she leaves,
right,
because then there's still three, and they
right.
still get to keep doing what they're doing.
Yes. That's what they're
Yeah,
saying. Is it's like a very intricately laid out, like, contract where like basically like they know she loves this show, she wants to experience this, but she can't do it like full out. And so like they will make a role for her that will not last very long in the show and will but like also allow her to like live her dream.
yeah, I guess the part that's hard for me is just, like, how do you ensure that she goes home
Yeah.
by episode 3 other than by, like, straight up telling people what to do, and, like, I just don't love picturing that might be what happened.
Yeah, we know you don't like when reality TV
Mm-mm.
is too scripted.
Well, I mean, I just, like, can't imagine, like, you tell every faithful, like, okay, and now you have to vote this person out. You have to banish this
Yeah.
person. Like, that just seems, like, antithetical to,
Right.
like, the whole game. And then on the flip side, like, I can see this more if they had not banished her, telling the traitors, like, in, like, secretly, like, you gotta kill this person. Which I think would be easier. Like, I think they could just say, like,
Yeah.
they wouldn't even have to say she's the they could just
Yeah.
say, Donna's having a hard time. Can you just kill her? She's gotta
Yeah.
go home.
So like,
Um,
because that, and I wonder maybe that is it, and like it just
sure.
happened to go really
Sure.
well.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
like, if it hadn't, they would have had to kill her
Yeah. Well, could
because she
throw.
obviously didn't have a shield because she didn't compete.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I was gonna say, turns out they were not all that worried about the Swifties. But I guess if they were contractually obligated to get rid of her, then they were more
Yeah,
concerned about
maybe
that.
that's why they kept saying it. They were like, "I'm scared
Yeah.
that they're
Please
making
help
me
us.
vote her out."
Okay, I feel like Colton is playing Tom Sandoval on the Traders. He's literally just wrong at every turn.
Yeah.
Uh,
No. Okay.
what?
I was gonna mention one of my thoughts from last night was
Go for it.
he in the most recent episode he said that he is sometimes wrong and he was like I was just wrong really aggressively and I
Yeah.
said how very on brand.
Yeah. Okay, also on brand. So it was hilarious watching some of them find out that he was the Bachelor. Like, how have y'all
Mhm.
not discussed what shows you're from?
Mhm.
And Dorinda is like, what? And someone says, you didn't know that? And she said, well, I didn't know you went on as a heterosexual. And he said, I thought I was a heterosexual. And she said, oh, I wish I had, like, been around you in those days. And he said, well, you dodged a bullet. No fucking joke, Colton. She sure did, didn't she? Straight
And
Colton,
like,
we're not about it.
no. And like, imagine like cause like he talked about, I watched Coming Out Colton, I had to know.
Yeah.
And he talked about like that he blamed like he rode so hard for Cassie because like he wanted to like prove he was straight, and he was like, if I can like prove to himself, he's like, if I can like find someone on this show that like I want to spend my life with, that's like the right person, then like I won't want to be with men, like I will want to be with this woman, blah blah. And like the idea that that woman could have been Dorinda Medley, like that's what
What
would
an
have gotten
awful
him.
time for you to
I
freeze.
know. Ah, but like imagine like he's trying to convince himself he's straight, and
And
like
they
the
throw a
one woman that
45-year-old woman on.
and the woman that wins him over is Dorinda fucking Medley.
Yeah. Jesus.
He's like, I can't live without her.
Yeah. So, speaking of Colton being gay, and I will say, like, I have long gone back and forth with the Colton thing where it's like,
Yes.
obviously, like, Stalker bad.
Yes.
And we know that. But I do think there is some, like, understanding of, like, compulsive heterosexuality and, like, feeling the need to, like, be a football player and be all these things. And so, like, when you are not being yourself freely, you are possibly like violent or making bad decisions. But yeah, so Michael said some dirty shit. And then trying to be like, I didn't say that. Right. So at the round table, at the round table, they were yelling at each other, and he said to Colton that he must be a traitor because he knows that he's very used to keeping secrets. And then
Is that what he said? I thought he said like, you of all people know how to lie.
He said keep secrets, but he probably said you of all people know how to keep a secret. Which like then he says it wasn't anything about his sexuality, it wasn't anything about being gay. I wasn't talking about him being in the closet. I wasn't talking about 29 years of your life. So let's brainstorm, okay? So where Colton kept a lot of secrets in the NFL.
Well, at one point he says, I was talking about in the context of this show.
Sure,
and
but that's...
when I had to re-explain this to my husband today because he somehow missed it when we watched it, I was telling him, in what point in this show has Colton been a known liar or secret keeper?
Your evidence for how he is a liar in this show cannot be you of all people are a liar in this show. Right. Also, like, we're not stupid, Michael Rappaport. When you say you of all people, we know that you're talking about something in Colton's life. If you said that to someone on Big Brother, if you said you of all people know how to game or strategy or lie, we'd say perfect. He's talking about Big Brother.
If you had said you of all people know how to sneak around and harm people, we would have understood.
Sure. I mean, again, would have been a little crazy coming from Michael Rappaport to be judging someone for being a bad person. But like to say like you of all people, and then he's like, they're taking it personally. Yeah, that's personal. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know how else. Right. But like, Colton's not. He doesn't have to keep secrets to be the Bachelor. He doesn't have to keep secrets to be a football player. He doesn't. We haven't proven that he's kept any secrets here. In fact, he's yapping a whole fucking hell of a lot. Yeah. So he's not keeping a whole lot of secrets. So like, you have to be
more
talking
here than he did on The Bachelor.
You have to be talking about the one thing that Colton Underwood is known for, other than the stalking.
But like, not to defend Michael Rappaport, but like, do you think that Michael Rappaport is familiar with Colton's lore? If Dorinda Medley isn't even familiar with Colton's lore?
Yeah, Michael Rappaport loves reality TV, I think.
That's true.
I know he's a Bravo fan through and through. Yeah. But I think that frankly, if you had asked me before he said that, do you think he knows Colton's lore? I'd say I don't know. But you cannot say that sentence
Right.
and not know Colton's
Right.
lore. Like, that's
I
very clearly what he was saying.
I will say, again, not to defend Michael Rappaport, but it cracked me up when they accused him of being a traitor and he said, I would never kill
I
a
know.
housewife. If you know anything about me, I would never kill a housewife.
Immediately votes off a housewife.
I was like, I said, no, that's true. That's true.
I want to
I do know
acknowledge
that.
for listeners, I'm being a little hard-headed. I have, for all of my life that I've known Michael Rappaport existed, called him Michael Rappaport with a silent T.
Yeah.
I understand that I heard him call himself Michael Rappaport. I don't care. I don't respect this man. I don't need to say his name correctly.
Katie went out of her way to make a dead name for this man and call him by it.
No, I've already been calling him by it, and I'm just not gonna change now. I don't care, Michael. I don't care. I also was like cracking up. No, I think it's funny that also when people were writing his name down, they're writing Mike. Ain't nobody in this bitch ever called that man Mike. What are you talking about?
They just didn't want to write his name. They just wanted to get over with.
Yeah,
but like,
get out of here.
Think I told Sammy, I said, you said something wrong when Rob is like,
oh my god,
floored.
Well, no.
He looked at Colton like,
yeah, totally.
The fuck?
But the funnier part was when Rob was like, that's not even what commiserating means.
Oh my god, he lost his fucking mind. And he was right. Yeah. I mean, kind of.
Well, but it certainly isn't a synonym for colluding.
Right. Yes. Well, so like, he said, like, commiserating means feeling bad for somebody. He said commiserating means feeling bad for someone, which is, like, kind of true. Yeah. Commiserating more so means, like gossiping in the context
feeling bad
of,
for someone with them.
Yeah.
Yes, we're it's in like a pity situation. Party.
Yeah. Yes, and so, like, it could have been what he meant. To be fair,
just didn't fit in the context.
But yeah, but it wasn't as, like, harsh as the other adjectives. But
he's
anyway,
colluding and he's throwing a pity party.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I somehow, everything that Michael Rappaport did on that show, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
I know.
And I shouldn't be surprised by any of his behavior, but he's like, oh, it's obvious that Colton is a traitor because it starts with CO, and so does colluding and commiserating and corroborating. Like, obviously, it's like a fucking New York Times connections clue. Yeah. All of these things start with CO. And he's like, I'm standing on business on that fact. And I'm like,
I'm the best looking, the smartest, the dopest.
Like, does he know
him going on and on about how he's self-aware, but he, like, literally just can't stop himself? I'm like, okay, cool.
I think that he might have been made in a lab as a clone of Donald Trump, and, like, he just doesn't know that that's his background, and that's why he hates him, is because, like, he's supposed to be him, like in the Santa Claus 2, and like, it's evident in everything he does, the way he holds his water glass, the way he
ate off of his plate like a vacuum, like a Roomba.
I tried. Sammy was asleep, and I woke him up.
Billy hasn't seen that one.
Hey, I said, I have to tell you something. And he's like, what happened? And I said, I have to tell you about how Michael Rappaport eats vegetables. I was like, I described it. I said, he put the plate in his mouth, and then he took his fork, and he shoved everything from the plate into his mouth. And I said, and Sammy, like, looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, I have to rewind, because I'm describing it exactly how it happened, and it is not descriptive enough. Yeah. And we watched it, and Sammy was like half of that fucking plate was in his mouth. Yeah. Because he's not a human, because he was made in a lab to be a clone of Donald Trump. Like, everything he does is, like, literally, like, and he hates him so much, but he's like, does he realize how much he sounds like him?
Yeah.
The one
He's a
difference
freak.
between them is that Donald Trump has like a huge crush on Zoran Mamdani, and Michael Rappaport hates him.
Yeah. So finally Michael Rappaport leaves. And truly, like, we were all thinking what Colton ends up saying, and I'm gonna paraphrase here. Either you leave and you were a traitor, or you leave and you were an asshole. But, like, either way, good fucking riddance.
I loved when all of the gays said, "I want you out of my castle."
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, that's the thing about this show. I understand that, like, the banishment is supposed to be for traitors, but it's like, your options are you're a shitty faithful who can't get along with the rest of us, which means you also still shouldn't be here, or that you're a traitor. So let's just fucking find out, and who cares? Not gonna go
And that
wrong.
was my dreams coming true, because
Yeah,
I have long said, and I said it earlier today, I would be good at knowing who the traitors are, but I'd be very bad at like getting them out, because I would be hyper focused
on
on
the
getting
shitty
out the
people.
bad people.
Yeah, yeah. All right,
Like
Mary,
I would
read
be like
us.
Dolores from last season.
Yeah,
I
I'm
voted
like
for
Tom.
Tom.
Tom, um, give us any remaining rapid fire thoughts that you texted me last night that I couldn't look at because I hadn't
Okay.
watched it yet.
Um they're all about, or they're mostly about Rob.
Because
The
yeah,
one was, did anyone else see Tara's framed photo on Johnny's bedside?
mm-mm.
That's so cute. Okay, about Rob. First of all, Rob agreeing that Eric's musical intelligence confirms Tiffany was a traitor is "I lived with an actor, not a good one" level of mean, and they don't even realize it yet, because he knows that Eric's not a traitor. And
Yeah,
he
yeah,
said, "I've heard his music. He's got good ears.
yeah.
He's on to something," and
He's
he
like,
knew he was wrong.
he's so good at pitch.
I love that guy.
I
He had
was
never
a little,
listened to one of his songs a day in his
yeah.
life.
I am a little nervous that, like, describing Tiffany, like, it as being Tiffany's laugh is going to lead us down, like, a microaggressive rabbit hole. People are gonna be like, whose laugh would be the most similar to Tiffany's? Another
Yeah.
black woman's?
Sammy said, well, he did hear a black woman laugh, but like
Yeah,
not that one.
yeah.
Um Next one. I hope Rob and Maura sleep together sometime soon. It seems like they need to get that out of their system.
I absolutely agree, except, well, I agree on her end. I think she talked too goddamn much for Rob. I think Rob would be like, shut your mouth. Like, she talks a lot.
True. I have long wondered what it is that makes people think Rob is so hot. Like, I like think he's attractive, I suppose, but I'm like,
It's not
I
that.
don't get it. But I got it when Rob laughed in Michael Rappaport's face in his shirtless overalls.
Yeah.
I was, fuck, you
Yeah.
got me.
Yeah.
I get it now.
I don't know, man. I'm just.
I'm no better than a man.
Yeah. Rob.
Rob,
I
Rob,
don't
Rob.
know.
I love that little snake sweater vest he has.
Mm-hmm.
That one's cute.
Yeah.
Also, I saw somebody like post about Colton, and they were like, when did he become a fashion gay? And I was like, I was under the impression that they were like contractually obligated to dress this way, because they all do it. Like,
Yeah. Well, I do
we've
think
got
it's.
Rob wearing a snake sweater vest.
I do think it's a little bit part of, like, Colton's attempt at a rebrand, right?
For sure.
Like he wants to not be the stalker. He wants to
Right.
be. I found myself, and I think
Yeah.
who doesn't want to root for, like even in that first episode when they, like, got in the boat and he's like, the boat of the gate, like, not that he's not, right, like he
Right.
totally is a
We
part of
know
them.
he's
I'm not,
gay.
but, like, he so wants it to be like, look, who's gonna root against the gays and, like, the people who are like
Yeah.
slaying the house down, like, they would never.
Houston, I'm deceased.
Yeah, like he's
I'm giving Alan Cumming a run for his money. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
I'm borrowing Monet Exchange's corset later.
Yeah.
But like truly that's just how they dress on the traders. Like,
Mhm.
he's not a fashion gay outside of this house. Everyone's a fashion gay on the traders. Even Rob Roush is a fashion gay here. Um
Candace,
yeah.
fashion gay.
She is dressed like freaking um Jackie O with
Mhm.
that little like red suit and the blue hat. Come on,
Yeah.
girl. Get
Yeah.
it.
I'm so obsessed with the show.
I loved Dorinda's jacket with all of the um cameo brooches on
Mm.
the lapels or whatever. That was so cool.
Cute.
That's my favorite look so far.
I will note that this episode is being recorded early, so like by the time it comes out, there will have
Maybe
been
Colton
other
will be gone.
there will have been other things that happened on all of these shows. But this is what we've got, and y'all, we've given you nothing since November, so we needed to catch up anyway. So,
Yeah.
cool. Anything else from you?
Hmm. Below Deck Med, I think. So good this season. RuPaul's Drag Race started last week or the week before, I think. Um, that's going great as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Lots of good stuff on television right now.
Mm-hmm.
What other Real Housewives is currently?
Beverly
Oh,
Hills, Salt
Southern
Lake City,
Charm is
Potomac,
on.
Southern Charm, Vanderpump
Southern
Rules.
Charm
It's
is going
on.
fucking crazy. I like told Sammy, I said I think one of my new favorite like commercials is I like Craig. I don't like Craig. I don't want to stop hanging out with Craig. I was like, that's so fucking funny to me. I don't know why. I just love it. But it has been lovely watching Vanita be right in everyone's fucking face.
That does sound lovely. I'm out on Southern Charm
She
though.
should have
I
her
can't
own
watch these
show,
people.
though.
Yeah.
She should have her own show.
Yeah.
I will say though, the last episode was so cute. The girls had a sleepover and the boys went out drinking, and at the end of the night, Austin like led the boys over to Madison's house, and they joined the sleepover without Craig, and they were like, "Did y'all abandon Craig?" And they were like,
Mm.
"Everyone hates Craig."
I want to see like I'm not sure like ethically how Bravo can pull this off, but I want to see like a summer house or a winter house of some sort where we throw a bunch of Bravo's like black women, but specifically the black women who are on casts with largely white people
Mm-hmm.
and put them all
Like Mary
together.
Cosby.
Yes, so we have Mary, we have Sierra, we have Vanita. You could have a couple other from Summer House, like they
Faith
like
from
Faith.
Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah, well, that'd be crazy. But like,
Yeah.
like I think that would be
Garcelle.
fun to let like to have them like get to be on a cast with all
Yeah.
or like an ultimate girls trip or something, but like
Yeah.
to be on a cast with other black
Yeah.
women. I think it would
I've
be
heard a
fun.
lot of
And
people say they want Vanita to go to Summer House
yeah, well her and
and
Sierra
be
are
like with
friends.
Sierra because they're friends.
Yeah.
But like, she truly deserves her own space and her own show.
Mhm.
Like, these people fucking suck. I think that not Summer House, Southern Charm would be exponentially better if Shep and Craig were not around, which like should go without saying, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
like, what? Craig is like the hot topic this season. I understand why he's there. What the fuck purpose is Shep Rose offering? Nothing. He has no
Yeah.
reason to be there. Nobody's talking to him. Nobody likes him.
I want a cast reboot centered around Vanita, maybe
Yeah,
Madison,
I do like medicine.
but I
I like
I I
I like
I
Molly,
could
but you
do
haven't
without
met her yet.
I have met Molly.
Oh.
I watched it last season.
Oh, okay.
Um, I could do without Austin too. Like literally all of those
Yeah,
fucking guys. Get him out of here.
I just like watching Austin and Madison interact.
Sure. tonally. Uh, okay.
Okay.
That's it?
Bye. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Bye!